Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them, and today we have a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want today's full show, before it comes out, it is streaming for free on the Dreamers Pro podcast. We have that pinned in the comment section below. You can check it out on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Anyway, excuse me, dealing with some stuff here with this weather, so bear with me. Anyway, I was doing some research today, and it seemed to be a bit of a slow day in the news cycle. Now, obviously, there's the Zion Williamson story of him responding to what Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharpe, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and others had to say about his weight. And then yesterday, he went out there and dropped 36 points in a big game, and they asked him to kind of respond to what his critics have been saying. So I thought that was one story, but I was like, we kind of talked about it yesterday. Don't know how interested people are really in that. So what happened? I was kind of going through the internet, and I follow various shows. So a video was recommended to me on YouTube from, Nightcap, right? The show with Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco. So they're there, and I look at the title, the thumbnail, and it has an image of Shannon Sharpe, Skip Bayless, and Shannon Sharpe basically talking about how things kind of ended with Skip, or really just kind of addressing the role Undisputed played in the current trajectory that his career is taking. And I thought it was very interesting what he said, and I also thought it was pretty classy, some of the things that he had to say about Skip Bayless in terms of acknowledging what Undisputed did for him in terms of a springboard, or springboarding him to where he is now. So for those of you who didn't hear that, I want to quickly play that for you, and then want to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to what Shannon Sharpe had to say here.
Well, Joe, I had to celebrate a little bit.
What you celebrate? What happened?
Shannon Sharpe was #1 on Complex Most Entertaining Sports Media Personalities. I was 1, Stephen A. was 2, Charles Barkley was 3, Pat McAfee was 4, Shaq was 5, Cameron and Mace was 6, Gilbert Arenas was 7, JJ Redick was 8, Michael Irvin was 9, and Mina Kimes was 10. Those were the top 10. Yeah, I understand that 2023 didn't get off to the best start for me. There were a lot of things that was going on, the situation that happened at the Lakers game, what was going on with me with Undisputed. But I remember, and I tweeted this, and if y'all go back and look, you can see I said 2023 going to be my year.
Yeah.
Because my sister sent me a quote. She said, if you kneel before God, he will stand for you. And if he stands for you, no one can stand against you. But this couldn't be possible without you. Look, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my 6 years and 9 months at Undisputed and Skip giving me an opportunity, because that's kind of where it started. I was able to formulate a personality, become relatable.
Right.
And so I really appreciate Undisputed and Skip giving me that opportunity. And then Stephen A. come in, and I've only worked with Stephen A. for about 4 months, and him giving me an opportunity. And if you notice, I'm getting more and more comfortable. So I'm starting to be more and more like the Shannon that they saw in Undisputed. And then you and I get together. You and I have been working together for a little over 3 months.
Hey, but we tearing this shit up now.
Yeah, and so it's a lot that went into this. And although I'm #1, I couldn't have done this without Skip. I could not have done this without Stephen A.
We #1.
Okay, we #1. Next year, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. We need look, Cam and Mace on here as a duo. They're the only duo on here. So we definitely need to be, and I got no problem with that.
We're gonna be #1 next year. Matter of fact,
Kelsey and okay, yeah, Kelsey, the Kelsey brothers are 21. So they're the only brothers, they're the only combo. Everybody else are individuals. And so
we're gonna be #1 now. Because what we doing right now is sitting in such a short amount of time at the rate and the pace that we're
check
going.
This out, Ocho. Even after you got honorable mention, Ocho.
I got honorable mention?
Honorable mention.
Hey.
I thought his comments were classy, and I thought that they were valid. The fact of the matter is this: before Shannon Sharpe joined Undisputed, he had been on television before. I certainly seen him on ESPN First Take with Skip Bayless a number of years prior, but he wasn't really ringing bells the way that he is now. He goes on Undisputed. Him and Skip are doing their own thing. Skip Bayless is trying to build up that network, as someone that used to be arguably the face of ESPN. He goes over to FS1. He then handpicks Shannon Sharpe to be his running mate. And he's like, this is the guy I want to work with. They go out there and they end up having great success. And Shannon Sharpe, I personally believe, ends up becoming more popular than he had ever been as a former NFL player. This is just my personal view. To the point where Shannon even said himself on numerous occasions that nowadays a lot of people come up to him and they know him as the guy that they see on television, and they don't even know he was a former NFL player. Some people don't even know this. And it goes to show you how Shannon was able to reinvent himself. But none of that would have been possible had the platform not been there. So for him to acknowledge that shows a certain level of classiness. And I think what Shannon discovered was that he has a voice, as he said. Number two, he is a great personality. As you heard, they ranked him the number one most Complex, I think it was Complex, ranked him the number one most entertaining sports personality out there, and he is entertaining. And I think if you think about it, and I think of some of the people that are coming to my head right now, I think you could say it's Shannon Sharpe. I certainly think you could say it's him. But what I like is that he's not forgotten where he's coming from. Now, some people would probably get upset with Shannon based on how Skip treated him at various points during that show, especially the time when he kind of called out his credentials when comparing him to Tom Brady, and he took a personal shot at him. Some people were like, Shannon, you should kind of, why are you still paying homage to Skip Bayless? But to me, I think Shannon is who he is. He didn't forget the opportunity that Skip gave him, and if we're being honest, he gave him an opportunity. And now I think that Shannon is reaching a point. I said it in one of our earlier shows, and I mean it. I think Shannon Sharpe is going to make more money. I think Shannon Sharpe in the next 5 years is going to make more money now than he had ever made as an NFL player. I just believe that. For you to be at the head of the game, I mean, some people say it's Stephen A. Smith. I understand that. But you see the premium that Shannon Sharpe brings even to that show, even on days that he's there. And we're going to talk about it later on today here. I think those numbers cannot be ignored, and I think it's going to be on and upward for Shannon Sharpe, so good for him, and good for him, acknowledging Skip Bayless. Now, I totally disagree with all of his LeBron takes, but that's about it. I can't deal with any of Shannon Sharpe's LeBron takes. That's where he loses me. But apart from that, I said on numerous occasions on this channel that he's probably the best out there, so good for him, and wishing him more success in the future. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show.